and welcome back to another video. My name is Randy and today I'm going to take you along with me to the greenhouse. This is kind of a little spur of the moment vlog. I'm basically just going to be doing a bunch of things that I need to get done for spring, and right now the greenhouse is one of my top priorities. So anyway, a few things that we're going to be doing today is planting trees, and I do want to get some seeds started for my garden. I don't know if we're actually going to have the time to move our current garden beds to the new property anytime soon, so I thought I would just see what I can get started in the greenhouse in some pots. Part of me feels like it's going to be really hard to keep up with everything while I'm living here and having to travel to a different property just to keep up with my garden, especially individually potted. I feel like that could get a little complicated, but I figure it's better than having FOMO for gardening this year because otherwise I'm just not going to be able to grow anything. Either way, we have trees we need to get in the ground so they can start taking root and enjoying their new home. All right, let's head over there and get started. So before we head over to the new property, I'm actually gathering up my old seeds. I've been saving them all for a while, and these are the ones that I've been using every year. And I actually had bought these mesh bags forever ago when I was doing strawberries for the first time, but I found out that the birds here haven't been trying to eat my strawberries, so I stopped bothering with the little bags. But if you do have issues with creatures trying to eat your strawberries, you can put these little guys over them. And there's also bigger ones for things like peaches, apples, or whatever you're growing. Sorry for all the construction sounds in the background. They're currently working on the road that we live on. You might even see it shake my camera a bit. That's how intense it is. But these are actually wildflower seeds that my sister got me a couple years ago. I just haven't planted them yet, so I'm gonna plant these today probably. I think I'm gonna go get a gallon-sized bag to put all this in so none of it gets wet. Don't go knocking my seeds off. Here, I'm gonna take you with me. I don't trust you. He's our little thief. He would literally like grab one of these and run with it. So I'm gonna take him because I don't trust him. Okay, we're back with the bag. I definitely don't think I'll be planting all of these today. I'm gonna kind of pick and choose what I want to grow this year, what's worth my time, since like I said, I'm gonna be traveling over there to water it every day. It's only like 5 minutes away from where we currently live, but still, it's just, I don't want to keep myself too busy this summer. I've got a lot going on. Also, I was eating an apple the other day and I noticed when I got close to the core that the seeds were literally already sprouting. So I went ahead and put them in some soil and 3 of them actually took. So I have 3 apple trees growing in my kitchen now, and I think I'll bring them to the greenhouse once they're a little bigger. So I'm actually still waiting on my fiance to come pick me up to bring me over to the property, and we have some pots left over from last summer that I'm going to empty into our old garden beds so that I can bring them over to the new property. Maybe we can plant something new in this year. So actually, upon further inspection, I found a random tomato plant that came up in our second bed, which was actually our strawberry bed last year. So I think it's kind of funny that he just popped up there, but I think I'm gonna pluck him out and plant him in his own pot and bring him to the greenhouse since he's already pretty established. So he'll be my biggest tomato this year. So I got the tomato plant, and as I was getting the tomato plant, I found 5 strawberry plants that were coming up from last year. Normally I'd leave them there since strawberries come back every year, but since we are planning on moving these garden beds and there are a bunch of cats that use this bed currently as a litter box, I figured I might as well transplant them over to the greenhouse and see if they survive, see if they have some years left on them. I've actually had these strawberries for a few years now, so I don't know how many years they actually have left on them, so we'll just have to see what we can get this year. But I do have more strawberry seeds, and honestly it's not my favorite variety anyway. I feel like I need to get a bigger, plumper variety, but at the same time I've been transplanting them to pot to bed to pot to bed a bunch the past few years since they've been alive, so they've never really had a good chance to thrive. So we're gonna see if we can get them thriving. Okay, so we just brought this old shelf in here. It's kind of messed up, but it's what we have for now, and I've got a bunch of random things that need organizing, so I'm gonna start with that first.
Okay, so I have the strawberries put in some small pots and the tomato that we found in the garden bed in this pot. I feel like he's a bit bigger, so he needed a bigger pot. If he survives, he looks a little rough because it took a minute for me to get over here and put him in a pot. But I'm gonna get them some water now.
Okay, so we actually haven't gotten much done today because we ended up getting a business call and we had to go to that real quick. And then we ended up stopping by Dollar General and we got some more stuff for the greenhouse. So I'm gonna show you what we got. So this is one of those foam indoor-outdoor mats, and I thought it would be perfect to sit on the ground or inside the greenhouse so that I can like put my knees on it when I go to repot plants so I'm not on the hard surface. And then this one is an outdoor mat. So I thought that would be cute for right outside the greenhouse, so I'm not tracking in so much mud. And then I got 2 pairs of gardening gloves just because they were a really good price, and I do need some more gardening gloves. I feel like you can never have too many. We also got these little pink trays to put the drainage pots in for all the new seedlings. It's just going to be easier to water them from the bottom since that's the best way to do it. I feel like it saturates the soil the best because sometimes when they get too dry and you water them from the top, it just kind of like seeps through the sides and it doesn't really saturate the soil. So I'm going to put these on here because I kind of had that problem. So it's the next day and this soil is actually so dry that it hardly absorbed the water from below. If you can see on the right side here in the clear pots, we zoom in, you can literally see how it watered half the pot, but the top half is still dry, so it's still working its way up. Now that I brought over the hose attachment, and I'm gonna spray them from the top just to make sure that we're getting it fully saturated, because I don't really want to wait for it to go all the way through like that. But once it's already moist, it should be easier to water from the bottom. It's just they were so dry that it's taking forever to penetrate that soil. So I also got this pink broom specifically for the greenhouse since I want everything in here to be very whimsical and girly. I don't want it to look like an old shed. So I'm gonna go ahead and sweep up this area so I can start putting seeds in the soil. Okay, and once we're done planting the seeds, I'm gonna sweep up the rest of the greenhouse and get it nice and clean in here. So that was a little complicated to pick what I wanted to plant, considering I know I probably won't be able to transfer these into an actual garden bed this year. Most of these are going to be taken care of in the greenhouse from a pot. So a lot of the stuff that I wanted to plant, I can't because a lot of it is direct sow and it needs like a really big space, like watermelon, cantaloupe, you know, things like that, or even carrots. I guess you can grow carrots in a pot, but I don't have much soil to work with right now, so I had to do a lot of the small ones. And in the big pot, I just went ahead and planted a watermelon since I had a lot of fun growing that last year. So I'm gonna see if I can get it to grow in this pot since I don't think we'll have a space to plant them directly this year, but we'll see. Maybe things will escalate a little quickly and I can plant some watermelons in the ground.
Okay, I think that's as good as I can get it with the broom for now. There's a lot of mud that's just really dried on there and it's hard to go through all the layers. So I feel like I got the majority of it off. So I think I might try to take the hose in here and hose off what I can without getting anything too wet. Or maybe it's just gonna get really wet. We'll see. That was a lot more complicated than I had hoped. I still feel like this needs a lot of wash down, but this will do for now.
I think that's all we're gonna end up doing today. We were gonna plant some more trees, but I realize a lot of them are still being shipped. And I'm not really sure where I wanna put the blueberry bushes yet, so we're gonna wait on that too. But thank you guys so much for watching today's greenhouse vlog. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't already found me on Instagram, go ahead and find me on there. And with that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.